Good morning, sports fans. Big Al here on this Monday, October 24th, 2022. And I thought I'd do something new on this channel that I've been wanting to do for a long time, since this is partially a sports channel. I want to get you updated on the NBA and NHL standings. Now, the NBA just started this past week. The NHL is about a week and a half in, so there's not a lot to go on. Now I plan to have these videos up either late Sunday night or on Monday morning. I have not decided yet, but we will have those updated standings each week around that time. So with that, let's jump into the NBA standings through games played October the 23rd. And we'll start the Eastern Conference. We have the Boston Celtics leading the Atlantic Division with a 3-0 record. Both the Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks are tied for second place at 1-1 and a game and a half out of first. Then it's the Toronto Raptors at 1-2, 2 games out, and the Philadelphia 76ers at 0-3 and already 3 games off the pace. The Milwaukee Bucks lead the Central Division at 2-0. Then it's the Cleveland Cavaliers at 2-1, just a half game back. Then you got the Indiana Pacers, Chicago Bulls, and Detroit Pistons all at 1-2 and all a game and a half out. Then you got a 3-way tie atop the Southeast Division with the Charlotte Hornets, Washington Wizards, and Atlanta Hawks all at 2-1. The Miami Heat at 1-2, just a game back, and the Orlando Magic sitting at 0-3 and 3 games out. Over to the Western Conference. The Memphis Grizzlies, New Orleans Pelicans, and San Antonio Spurs are tied for the division lead at 2-1. The Dallas Mavericks are right there at 1-1, just a half game back. And the Houston Rockets are at 0-3, 2 games back. The Utah Jazz and Portland Trailblazers are tied atop the Northwest Division at 3-0. Then you got both the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves at 2-1, just a game back. And the Oklahoma City Thunder at 0-3, 3 games back. And in the Pacific Division, you got the Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, and Los Angeles Clippers all sitting at 2-1, while the Sacramento Kings and Los Angeles Lakers are both 0-3 and 2 games back. So that's the NBA. Here's the NHL standings through October 23rd. Starting in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Bruins are atop the Atlantic Division with a 5-1 record and 10 points, with 4 wins in regulation or overtime. Followed by the Florida Panthers at 4-1-1, 9 points, and 4 wins in regulation or overtime. In third place is the Buffalo Sabres, 4-1 record, 8 points, 4 wins in regulation or overtime. After that, the Detroit Red Wings, 3-0-2, 8 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. Of course, the 2 losses were in overtime. They have not dropped the game in regulation yet. Next is the Toronto Maple Leafs, 4-2, 8 points, 4 wins in regulation or overtime. Then tied for the division cellar at 6 points are the Ottawa Senators at 3-2. The Tampa Bay Lightning and Montreal Canadiens all at 3-3, and each have 3 wins in regulation or overtime. Taking a look at the Metro Division, You got the Pittsburgh Penguins, 4-0-1, 9 points, 4 wins in regulation or overtime. Then it's the Philadelphia Flyers at 4-2, 8 points, 4 wins in regulation or overtime. Both the Carolina Hurricanes and New York Rangers have 7 points apiece. Carolina is 3-1-1, while New York is 3-2-1, and both teams have 3 wins in regulation or overtime. In 5th place, the New Jersey Devils, 3-2, 6 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. Followed by the Washington Capitals at 3-3, 6 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. In 7th place, the Columbus Blue Jackets, 3-4, 6 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. And at the bottom of the Metro Division, the New York Islanders, 2-4 with 4 points and 2 wins in regulation or overtime. Over in the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars off to a 4-0-1 start, leading the Central Division with 9 points and 4 wins in regulation or overtime. Then it's the defending Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche at 3-2-1, 7 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. Next is the St. Louis Blues, undefeated, 3-0, 6 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. After that, the Chicago Blackhawks at 3-2, 6 points, 3 wins in regulation or overtime. In 5th place, you've got the slumping Nashville Predators, 2-4-1, 5 points, 2 wins in regulation or overtime. In 6th place, the Winnipeg Jets, 2-3 with 4 points and 2 wins in regulation or overtime. And at the bottom of the Central, you got the Minnesota Wild at 1-3-1 with 3 points and 1 win in regulation or overtime. And the Arizona Coyotes at 1-4, 2 points, 1 win in regulation or overtime. And finally, the Pacific Division, where there is a virtual tie with 8 points. Both the Calgary Flames at 4-1 and the Vegas Golden Knights at 4-2 are tied atop the division points-wise, and both have 4 wins in regulation or overtime. Then it's the Seattle Kraken at 2-3-2, 6 points, and 2 wins in regulation or overtime. The Los Angeles Kings off to a bit of a disappointing start. They're 3-4 with 6 points and 2 wins in regulation or overtime. In 5th place, the Edmonton Oilers, 2-3, 4 points, 2 wins in regulation or OT. 6th place is the San Jose Sharks, 2-6, 4 points, and 2 wins in regulation or OT. In 7th place, the Anaheim Ducks, 1-4-1, 3 points, 1 win in regulation or overtime. And sitting in the basement, the Vancouver Canucks, 0-4-2, 2 points, and still no wins in regulation or overtime. And those are the standings in both the NBA and NHL as of October 23rd, the end of the night, October 23rd. And we will be doing this again in the weeks to come. So be on the watch out for that. Meanwhile, we got a lot of football content coming on the channel this week. Later on today, we'll take a look at the college football national rankings in both the AP and the coaches polls. So that'll be coming today. I'm gathering the stats up for the week that was for tomorrow. So that's going to be coming your way as well. Then later on this week, we'll look at the week 9 college football schedule and the announcers for each game. That's on Wednesday. And on Thursday, I make my week 8 NFL pick straight up and against the spread. I'll outline the Sunday afternoon games, and I'll give you the announcers for every game. So that will be coming on Thursday. So join me all week. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and happy watching. Peace out.